Hello Taekwondo family, we've got the Olds family here. Today we got a lighter topic to talk about. We're going to be talking about Korean dramas, and we brought our resident expert on Korean dramas, Master Seonok, here to kind of guide us through the experience. Master Seonok, what are some of your favorite Korean dramas?
My favorite one?
You had to pick your favorite. Where would you start?
I will do that. My Love from the Start.
What's that one about?
Yeah, what kind of
that drama?
This is
your favorite?
about the man from the long time ago. So it's like not same.
It's like a historical kind
It's
of.
not really, but he's from that kind of.
Isn't he from, isn't he an alien? That's why it's My Love from Another Star. He's an alien and he lands and...
Yeah.
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 I like that one too.
Oh,
That was
and
really
then
good.
he met the one.
He's like Superman. It's a little bit of like a retelling of the Superman
Okay.
story. He's an alien, he crash lands. He looks like a human, but he's got superpowers. He can like see through walls and things like that. He's not
Yeah.
exactly Superman, but he's kind of like
Yeah, but he met the like Korean like superstar. So then they dating together. And
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Very nice. I haven't seen many myself. I've dabbled in like one or two.
You were telling me you were just discovering Korean dramas.
Yeah, I was.
One of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because like, oh, well, even Trevor's getting into them. And so tell me about the one that you were kind
Okay,
of
so
discovering.
I am absolutely I'm like a zombie nerd. I really like zombies. I liked zombies before it was cool, and I still like them even now that people are like, oh, it's so
The
overdone.
official villain guy.
Yeah. I actually got a shirt that my roommate in college got me. It said, I Heart Zombies. So it was
Nice.
really cool.
Yes.
But no, so there was a show called Kingdom, and is set in Korea.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact time period, but historical. And I was really enjoying it. Now, it's a bit on the nose right now because it's about this epidemic that sweeps through Korea and they're all turning into zombies.
Oh, man.
So I actually watched it like right as this was all starting, so a couple months ago. But what I liked about it, one, it was a really nice story. The way that they must have gotten dancers to do the zombies because the way that they moved was really, if you've ever played Silent Hill, like the way that the nurses move, it's like this really creepy. So I really like that. But more importantly than that, it wasn't like a story all about zombies and just gore. It was the story of this young prince and him kind of starting as very arrogant. He's a royal bastard, so he's not of the official line, and so he's like, well, I don't really have to rule, all these kinds of things. And it's his coming of age story and having to basically take charge and take responsibility, and he like starts just by being like, I've realizing that he's screwed up his whole life, and he's like, I'm going to save this village from this situation. And then that grows into, okay, I'm not going to just save the village, I'm going to save this province. And he kind of turns into a noble man through this extreme situation. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it was the first time that I had really seen traditional Korean dress. It's very different. I've seen a lot of historical Japanese, historical Chinese, but to see that style of dress, and it was very interesting.
I'll tell you what, the first time I saw a Korean dress and like those like fishnet hats and all that kind of stuff, I thought it was the weirdest thing in the world. But now I really like it. I really like this thing. It's almost like a cowboy, like Asian kind of cowboy look to me. But yeah, and I tend to really gravitate towards those period dramas because of that. They just kind of tell like a story that I'm really interested in. My favorite Korean drama is also kind of a period drama, but it's also like a blue moon fantasy kind of thing where it tells a story. It's called Gu Family Book or Gugaesa, and it tells the story of a demon. And the demons in Korean lore is a little bit different than the demons that we have. It's like, more of like the river spirit, kind of thing going on.
Okay.
And his love with another woman, and then there's a lot going on, but basically the love of like a half demon with a young woman. And their love story, and the problem I have with Korean dramas is there's always a love triangle. It's always so unsatisfying. It's like, just love him for goodness sake, just love him completely. I don't want all this back and forth, kind of thing. And the reason why I love that one so much is it's just love. It's just pure love from start to finish. None of this like forcing me back and forth and jerking on my heartstrings. There are things that happen between them that pull them apart, but they as a couple are always very strong, which I really like.
I also
So
like
that's my
their
favorite.
Music.
And I need something like more than just a drama. Like for me to get like really excited about it, like having the fantasy element in there where he's kind of able to cast some spells and do cool stuff. It kind of adds another layer. Whereas like I've seen a lot of Korean dramas that are just like some rich CEO marries some poor young woman. That's basically every Korean drama is like that, and some tech giant,
Master Seonok, though, you were saying you really like the music of that particular one, or
in the music, because the woman actress is actually the singer, so she sings the music. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, a lot of the Korean dramas have very good music. One we didn't write down, but it was really good is The Secret Garden, and the Secret Garden music is really good. That's also kind of a
I know
fantasy.
Secret Garden, the Western film, is this like
no, this is very
Is it
different. It's
retelling
basically
a different story?
they go to an island, and in this island, they get a spell cast on them, and they switch bodies.
Yeah, woman and man.
The woman and the man, and they kind of one is like this really rich, sort of snooty guy, and this like poor stunt fight girl, and they kind of he becomes like tough by living in her shoes, and she. Basically, he just becomes a better person, by living in her shoes. So it's a good story. I'm pulling up or
she was holding it upside down and shaking. I was like, that's not gonna end well.
She's our eye candy for today. It's like those YouTubers that have like a cat or something. We have a baby. Baby guys.
But outside of that, I started to watch one show. I don't remember the title. I think it was called Dark. And it was about a woman who can see death and accidents before they happen, and she's trying to use that. But I only saw a couple episodes of that. But outside of that, I don't have a lot of experience. So what's one that you would recommend to people if they maybe haven't seen it?
So one that you want to tell them about Memories of Alhambra?
Yeah, that one we're watching right now.
Okay.
But yesterday we watched like 4 or 5 episodes.
I think we watched 3, but yeah. We're really getting into it right now. That's on Netflix, so it's easy to find. And
Kingdom, the one that I was talking about, is on Netflix as well. So
Yeah.
it's easy for people.
it's probably one of the best Korean dramas I've seen so far. It's basically
It's a different story than like usual Korean drama. Usually like just romance, but this one is like fantasy, and then
it's got some depth.
Yeah.
Basically a tech giant entrepreneur purchases a virtual reality game that is set in a town, and Cordoba? Is that where it was? Granada. I'm sorry, Granada.
Okay.
Granada. I know, it's one of the towns they've been to in Spain. In Granada, and he goes there to basically see what it's like, and he falls in love with this game. He says, "Oh, this is a great game," so he buys this game. But it turns out that this game has like a darker side to it, and he starts to get sucked into this game. And meanwhile, the game's designer goes missing, and you don't know where he is. And his sister becomes like the love romance of the main character. So it's really good. A lot of times like the Korean dramas are pretty formulaic, and this one is really different.
And what's the name of that one again?
That one is called Memories of Alhambra. Maybe Palaces. There's a bunch of different translations. It's hard when you try to get in English.
Sure.
But we're gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. So just go through some of the other ones that are honorable mentions, things that I think you should see. My Girlfriend is a Gumiho, or a 9-tailed fox. That was a fun one. I think it's kind of cool. She's always very mischievous, and it's kind of a fun drama. What was that one about the bread? The breadsmith?
Bread Love Dreams.
What was it in Korean?
Oh, 제빵왕 김탁구.
The bread king, Kim Taku.
Yeah. 제빵왕 김탁구.
That one was really good. It's about like a poor guy who becomes like Brett Smith.
Yeah.
There's a lot of twists and turns in it, and it's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, that one's really good. Oh, one of my favorite. You gotta see this one, guys. Dream High. It's got all the great K-pop artists in one drama about a high school that's all about preparing people to become K-pop stars. It's got some of the best dancing in it. It's got JYP, who's like the king of all like K-pop. We might have to do a K-pop show in the future, and definitely she's going to be the expert. But that one's really good. It's like if you liked Napoleon Dynamite at the very end when he does that dance movie, you're dancing, you're like, whoa, this is really good. Imagine that every episode. You're like, wow, this is great. Like so much good stuff going on, great music, and it has a good story too, for sure.
Now, one thing I'll say is I was surprised. I thought I was going to be really thrown off by just always reading subtitles, but I actually didn't mind it at all. And there was an English dub, and I switched it off the English dub to the native Korean, and then just read because I feel like the inflection and there's just something that's kind of lost when it's dubbed over. Are a lot of these? Do they have English translation?
Oh, all of them do. Yeah.
So that people can listen to them in English if they want.
And I would definitely not do the dubbed because you guys are trying to learn Korean, right? I mean, it's like when I'm a student, you want to learn Korean, and by listening to these, that's why I got into watching these Korean dramas, is I wanted to improve my Korean skills, and so why not you guys do it too?
Yeah.
So anyway, there is one more. It's called Chuno. It's basically a slaver and his like slaving companions who capture a great warrior, and this kind of love triangle with this slave girl. It's really good. It reminds me a lot of like the Amazing Adventures of Hercules or Xena Warrior Princess.
Okay.
So if you like those, I definitely recommend Chuno. And then Descendants of the Sun.
Oh yeah, that's the reason.
Those one that you like, right?
Yeah, I really like that the actor and actresses. And then they are a couple, but in real life they actually got married.
Oh really?
And then but they ended up divorced. But yeah, it's about like the woman is the doctor, and then the man is the army.
Yeah.
And then they met in Korea, and then somehow they met in another country. So they fell in love, and then
that was really good. And then Oh My Ghost. It's basically like Ghost, the movie Ghost, but a little bit different retelling of it, and that's a really good drama too. Anyway, guys, we're almost out of time, and but we've enjoyed kind of introducing you to some Korean dramas. There's a ton more out there. Check out. There used to be a lot up on Hulu. I see there's a lot now on Netflix. So good places to go and watch them and kind of get started on your Korean training, guys. All right. Well, until next time, keep training hard.
They're gonna think you're doing that to entertain the baby, but that's actually just you warming up. Yes.